days later, they were 5-1, back in first place in the East. But the offense has gone quiet since. 3 runs and 3 losses to the Giants and Cards. Today, the finale in St. Louis. Doug Fister goes for his 6th straight win. It's his first appearance at Busch Stadium. Well, it was a 5-1 road trip. It's now 5-4. The Nats would love to come home with a 6-4 with a win on Father's Day. Welcome to St. Louis. Dads, today's your day to be number one. Well, moms are number one every day, so we'll call it a tie. Happy Father's Day to you, buddy.
Happy Father's Day to you, too.
And to all you dads out there, this is your day. Enjoy it. Watch some baseball and enjoy a Nats win, we hope. Ryan Zimmerman, first Dad's Day, and today he's a first baseman.
Yeah, I mean, we watched him a week ago Sunday in San Diego taking ground balls at first base. He was fantastic, great arm, right on the money with his feeds, and it shouldn't be a problem here today.
All right, let's talk about the offense. Flying high just 4 games ago, and then the Nats run into Tim Hudson. They run into some St. Louis pitching, and now over the last 3 games, it's really been rough.
Well, it's about the pitching. I think the offense has just been stymied, as the old saying goes, good pitching beats good hitting, and they've run into some good pitchers. They're running into another one in Jaime Garcia today, but they got to find a way to get it done. They're hitting .286 against lefties, so that's the stat I'm holding on to.
Yeah, the Nats are 10 out of 16 against left-handers this year. And over the last couple of years, best winning percentage in baseball against left-handed starters. But is it a concern that as soon as another guy gets hurt, this time Wilson Ramos, things start to sputter?
Well, I think so. We were talking about working through this lineup. And with Wilson Ramos in there, it's not an easy lineup to work through. You got to hit your spots. You can't take off any hitters. But right now, you know, it's not as good. I mean, there's no other way to put it without Wilson in there. And, you know, teams are finding a way to carve him up, and they're missing Wilson Ramos once again.
All right, we're going to throw out Doug Fister's first start because that was a rehab start at the big league level. But ever since he took the mound May 14th for his second start, he has just been amazing. And he's 5-1 with a 2.68.
Yeah, his ERA under 2 since that start against the A's. And it's Doug Fister Day. How could you not be excited? The guy's ready to pitch. He's pumped up. He's going to be running all over the place, chasing foul balls in the upper deck. And not only that, he's going to be filling up the strike zone with the 2-seam fastball. The curveball's been great, and he's throwing the changeup in any count. So all of his pitches for strikes in any count, and he's not afraid to pitch in either. So we love every 5th day when Doug Fister starts. He could make a claim as the Nats ace. He has been solid, and the influence he's had on the rest of the staff has just been priceless on the days he doesn't pitch.
No doubt about that. And right here at the end to look at some of the outstanding throws he made in San Francisco. So since May 14th, Hudson, Alvarez, Colon, Arrieta, and Doug Fister right there with the best in baseball. Cardinals a bit of an enigma offensively. Very little power, only Kansas City, fewer homers in the big leagues. Matt Holliday has 4 homers. Matt Adams had 3. He comes off the DO Friday. Now he's hit 2 in this series.
Well, he's locked in. He's beat you twice. So what do? You avoid him. You pitch around Matt Adams today. But if you go back to Friday night, the only bad pitch that Jordan Zimmerman made, a 1-0 changeup deposited in the bleachers. And that was the only run the Cardinals would need. Jordan was fantastic, but Lance Lynn was just a little bit better. And then last night, Steven Strasburg on a 3-1 pitch throws a fastball right down the middle. And the hot Matt Adams does it again. So what do you do today? Exactly what I said. You pitch around Matt Adams.
And especially considering Yadier Molina, who's 0 for lately, gets a day off, so he's not hitting behind Adams. The defense lately has been fantastic. Turning double plays. Danny Espinosa, one of the most athletic guys in the league, at second. Rendon at third. Get it close. Adam LaRoche will pick it. No problems with the interior defense. Diving and throwing their way to great stops lately. AT mobilizing your world. By Navy Federal Credit Union. 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. And you might see a stretch from the old first baseman, Doug Fister, today, but hopefully a nice routine day for him on the mound. It is muggy in St. Louis today. In the mid-80s as we get ready for this one. There is weather coming. We hope it's much, much later. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local Train Comfort Specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. So the humidity up and the temperature, 84. The Nats made a last-second lineup. Denard Span has a tight back, so he's out. Rendon and McLeod go 1 and 2. It was to be Span and Rendon. And then Scott Hairston, who's always been great against left-handers, and he's done some damage against Jaime Garcia as well. 4 for 6 with a solo home run. Nats trying to get something going against the lefty today.
And the fastball from Garcia is 90 miles an hour. He'll sink it. It's got a lot of sink late. He'll cut the fastball. Slider 82, curveball 73, changeup 83. Moves the ball around nice. Last time out he had a gem. 5-0 win at Toronto on June 8th. Hits 7 shutout innings. Gave up just 3 hits against that Blue Jays offense that's one of the better ones in all of baseball.
Interesting about his series against the Nats, 4 of the 5 games in Washington. This is only the second one in front of his defense in the white uniforms.
Yeah, Holiday, Jay Craig, the outfield, Peralta, Carpenter left side, Wong Adams right side, and Tony Cruz behind the plate. And interesting enough, Tony Cruz caught those 7 shutout innings last time up in Toronto.
Ooh, somebody got a new camera for Father's Day.
Yeah, the kids got it right. Dad's scuffling a little bit with that uniform.
Somebody treating Dad right, though. First row seats on Father's Day. Nicely done. And a baseball there. It's a great day for dads, for kids, and hopefully for the umpires. Alan Porter, 4th year. He's behind the plate. 16-year veteran Marty Foster at first. Joe West, the Dean of Umpires, 37 years at second base. Crew chief Rob Drake, 7th year at third. Here we go. Anthony Rendon wearing number 6.
And happy Father's Day to all the Natadads out there.
Well put. Garcia ready. Rendon in the series 1 for 8. And the first pitch of the day is in there. At 1:16 Central. Under cloudy skies. Ball could be carrying today. That air, and I think it's up in the air. It may ride this heavy air for a while. That one upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Garcia career 41 and 25 against the Nats. 3-1 in those 5 starts I mentioned. 4 in D.C. and a 3.29. Rendon takes it in there.
That's the cut fastball from Garcia.
Anthony 0 for 2 against this lefty. There are 2 Nats, actually 3 in the lineup today, that have a hit in this series. Rendon 1, Zimmerman 1, Jason Worth 2 for 7. But some offers that want to blast out of this thing before the boys come home. And FP, you know what it's like. You have a day off tomorrow. You want to come off a winning effort, feel good about things going into the homestand.
Absolutely.
Rendon, left side, cut off. Matt Carpenter.
You also want to get yourself a few knocks as a hitter so you have a nice, relaxed off day.
Nats have probably played tougher infield defense in this series because the Cardinals have hit so many balls harder than the Nats. Rendon, Espinosa, Desmond, they've been great defensively in this series against some hard hit shots. And a start for Nate McLeod. Pinch hit Friday night, 0 for 1 in the series. Looking for his 20th base hit of the year via the bunt. And Garcia will prevent that. Inside the numbers with STG Inc. Since last year, the Cardinals dominate the Nats. It's not like they're blasting away, but they're pitching just giving Washington nothing. Batting average, runners in scoring position, and more than 2-1 on extra base hits. But evidently, it's not just the Nats. In this ballpark since the start of last year, St. Louis is 17-2 against the National League East. Worth slowly striding in. RBI in this series, 2 for 7.
Couple of quick outs, slowing the tempo down.
He's 4 for 15 career against Garcia with a double and a home run. A couple of walks.
Garcia's short arm delivery. Almost throws like a catcher. Take that baseball, come right out of his ear, kind of jump on you a little bit. If he's down in the zone with that sinker, he's tough. You'll see a lot of ground ball outs.
90. 0-2.
Look at Alan Porter's strike zone before the game. He'll give you a few inches off on the inner half. He's a low ball umpire, but to righties and lefties, he'll give you a good 2 inches off the plate.
Well, we saw what happened with an inside strike zone here Friday night, didn't we? That one bounces. Marty Foster at an inside strike zone. There's the Worth damage against the St. Louis left-hander.
And the Nats have had success against left-handers by using the whole field, going up the middle, going the other way, not trying to do too much, taking the base hits that are given to them. And that's why they've done so well against left-handed pitching so far this year.
And Worth will hit it hard. That's foul. Carpenter really hugging the line early in the game. They have a scouting report on Jason Worth that says more liable to hit it to the third baseman's right than to his left.
Well, what you saw is him move right there, and the reason he moved toward the line in the pitch is Johnny Peralta told him an off-speed pitch was coming. We've talked about that before. The shortstop sees the signs. The third baseman can't see him, so the shortstop will give you a heads up when it's an off-speed pitch.
And now for the Nats in this series, 19 innings, 1 run on 6 hits. Ryan Zimmerman was on deck, and he'll be at first base for the first time in a moment. In left field, way out in the rooftop. They are watching from afar, and a good crowd here. Sold out today, by the way. Matt Adams in the series. Big time damage. Home run single Friday night. Huge home run against Strasburg last night to erase a Nats lead. And the Nats may be working around him in that number 5 spot with guys like Peralta and Jay hitting behind him.
Yeah, two-seam fastball for Doug Fister, 88 miles an hour. You got a 4-seamer to go with it. The slider's 84, curveball 73, and the changeup is 80. He's coming off a gem, out dueling Madison Bumgarner last time out. 7 shutout innings against the Giants. 97 pitches, struck out 3.
Scattered, as they say, 8 hits, did not give up a run, walked only 1. Should be pretty fresh. Not a high pitch count that day. And that's in there to Matt Carpenter. 1 for 6 with an RBI and a walk in this series. And only one man in their lineup has faced Doug Fister, and that's Johnny Peralta, the number 6 hitter. Carpenter out to center. It'll back up Nate McLouth. That may be an indication of how the ball might carry today. 1 out.
Denard Span, a last-minute scratch, like you said. Nate McLouth in center field. Scott Hairston gets the start in left. Jason Worth, as usual. Desmond Rendon, Espinoza, and some guy named Zimmerman at first base. Sandy Leon. So the first start ever for Ryan Zimmerman at first base. So he goes from Ryan left field to Ryan first base. And we'll keep an eye on Ryan with that big glove in his left hand. Maybe just a hair bigger than his outfield glove. We'll see.
There's Colton Wong, and it's upstairs from Fister. Rookie second baseman, 0 for 3 this series. Off speed, a beauty. 78 drops right in. 1-1. Fister against the Cardinals for the first time. It's been good against the National League in his career, and that just stayed inside. So that time the inside strike not given by Alan Porter. 2-1.
Yeah, nice scouting report, whoever gave that.
That is way inside.
Just love the pace that Doug Fister has every 5th day. Get it and go. Confidence in all of his pitches. Throw them anytime.
And a bouncer over him, but Desmond comes to get it. Little double clutch. Took Ian a second to get a handle on it. 2 outs.
Well, we showed Ryan Zimmerman's first try in left field when he was out there. Here's his first try at first base. Not an easy one with Desmond running at you full speed and a double pump. Nice play by Ian to stay with that.
He gets the put out.
And Ryan is officially a first baseman now.
Yes, he is.
It's in the books.
Next up, Matt Holliday. That's it, kept him hitless here. He has a walk and an RBI. Colton Wong, by the way, with that out, 0 for his last 15. And Matt Holliday trying to bust up an 0 for 9. It's not like the Nats haven't pitched well in this series. Some very curious home run totals for the Cardinals. Holliday 4, Craig on deck 6, Adams 5. 2 of those this weekend. Their shortstop, Johnny Peralta, leads them with 10 home runs. Yadier Molina's hit 5 so far. And the season about a week and a half away from being at the halfway point in terms of games played.
Boy, you see Matt Holliday's eyes light up when he sees anything out over the plate. Sandy Leon set up, down, and in, and that's the book on Holliday. Right on right, jam him, don't let him get extended. And it's good to see Sandy back behind the plate. He runs a nice game.
Yes, he does. Holliday, 6'4", 250, they list him. 34 years of age now, his 10th full year in the big leagues. 6th with this ball club. And a 3-2. Fister keeps it down and strikes him out with a 90-mile-an-hour sinking fastball. 1-2-3 for both ball clubs. Well, how about the pitching in this series so far?
We're going to show you a good example on the Jason Worth foul ball down the left field line. Why is he moving? Watch Matt Carpenter, bottom of the screen. See him sliding over in the middle of the windup? How did he know an off-speed pitch was coming, and why did he move over? Because his shortstop told him. Johnny Peralta's looking in at the signs. And anytime there's an off-speed pitch with a lefty to a righty, especially as a third baseman, the shortstop just gives you a little sign like something you can hear over the crowd, and you take a few steps toward the line. Not too early as to tip the pitch to the hitter, but in the middle of the windup, like Matt Carpenter did right there, that was perfect.
Top of the second.
It's almost like, hey, there's a really good chance you're getting a ground ball right here because it's going to be a curveball or a changeup. That's what that whole sign from the shortstop's about, and you protect the line.
And Ryan's bat goes pretty much on the same line the ball went on, to the right of Jaime Garcia, and that's 4 in a row for him to start the game.
That might have been the sinker down away off the end.
Plenty of time for Peralta, as the pitcher wanted no part of that.
No. Look at him. Bat coming right at him.
Scott Hairston. Nine for 23 this year, a .391 batting average. This is another one of those times now with Ramos on the DL and Denard Span hurting a bit today. Denard also 0 for his last 19 and 3 for 25. Out of the lineup against a left-hander. The guys on the bench now get a chance to show what they can do. And Hairston rams one to deep left center. It is off the Busch Stadium wall. Hairston, oh boy, I think he thought he hit a home run, and he wasn't running that hard.
Yeah, that can't happen.
That ball at the 375 mark. And that is about a 380-foot single.
Well, I was watching the ball. I thought it was out. I looked down, and Scott Hairston was jogging to first base. So when you're having trouble scoring runs, it's got to be the first one to tell you. Yeah, ball off the wall. Even though it came back, well, let's check it out together. We'll put the hustle cam on Scott. Yeah, he thought he got him, and then it's too late by then.
Probably qualifies as the longest Nat hit in this whole series. And Desmond, the hitter. Well, the thing that hurts about that is the double plays in order with one out, and you've got a runner not in scoring position.
Well, you're having trouble scoring runs as a ball club in this series. Something as little as that can be huge, and Scott, a guy that always plays hard, that's a head scratcher. He's a down and dirty hustle kind of guy. And
Desmond takes a strike. It's 1-1. Well, Leon Desmond's had a rough weekend here. 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts. Danny Espinosa behind him, 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts. So the bottom of the order's got to make some contact here. Middle to bottom with the number 6 man in there. And Desmond will rifle one to right center. That would make it 1-0 had Hairston been on. And it's first and second, one out, but a well hit opposite field line drive by the shortstop.
But forgot to say, there goes the no-hitter with Scott Hairston, because I was caught up in the fact that it was a long single, but there goes the no-hitter with Scott. And he's getting closer. He's to second base right now in the Ian Desmond single. Nice swing by Desmond going the other way. Pants up for the day game. I like the look, and I like the swing even better.
Now there goes the one-hitter.
Well,
now you need to string some together.
That swing by Ian right there is exactly what I'm talking about. The Nats versus left-handers going the other way, using the whole field, not trying to do too much.
And also on that play, you may be wondering, why did Hairston not go to third? Well, he did have to hold up on that one to make sure it cleared Colton Wong, the second baseman. Because yeah. I saw him taking some stutter steps, waiting to see, and then he got out there so quickly. That was legit being stopped at second on that. Danny Espinosa so much better from the right side this year. 269 from this side of the plate. Counts even, 1-1. Nats are tied with Atlanta atop the East. The Braves at home against the Angels is the Sunday night game. Marlins down by 2 at home to the Pirates in the 5th. Off the plate, 2-1. Other career numbers against this guy pretty good. Ian just got his 6th base hit, and Danny has 4.
.269 right-handed.
Off speed, and he hits the top of the ball and tips it straight down. Oh, wouldn't this be nice?
Yes.
Have a Papa John's Sunday.
Yeah, or it's Papa John's Monday with the day off. All you can eat pizza for 50% off. I like it. PapaJohns.com. You enter the promo code NATS50. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Official pizza of Danny Espinosa.
And the Nats have to score 7 or more to get us there. Of course, 4, the number that's always in our heads. If they score 4, they usually win.
Nats fans know the drill.
Espinosa, did he go? Joe West says no. It looked like a check swing. And the count's full with 1 out.
Well, Garcia might have won the strike, too. A little above the belt, was probably high, and he definitely held. He wanted the called strike.
Tough to send the runners with 1 out. And you've got a guy who strikes out quite a bit in the batter's box.
And you have 7 on deck, or 8 on deck.
Yep. Well, Danny looking for contact here. That hits him. That was a breaking ball that came way inside and hit him, and the bases are loaded for Sandy Leon.
Interesting pitch call by Tony Cruz and Jaime Garcia. 3-2 curveball to Danny Espinosa. So they tried to trick him, and they hit him. Got Espinosa in the foot, and welcome back, Sandy Leon. Your first at bat back from AAA is a big one.
Danny Espinosa hit by a pitch for the 8th time this year. That is tied with Derek Dietrich of Miami, 2nd in the league. Neil Walker of the Pirates has been hit 11 times. Leon, first career at bat against Jaime Garcia. Now Sandy hitting 182 overall from the right side, 4 for 17. And Garcia misses low. As you've talked about oftentimes, all the pressure on the pitcher here.
Scott Hairston getting closer. 1 base at a time.
Ball 2 up and in.
Boy, you're looking for 1 pitch right down the middle if you're Leon right here.
Got a call.
That's
Mercedes-Benz
call.
Yeah, let's see what Mercedes-Benz pitch.
Well, just watch Tony Cruz's glove. It hits the dirt. Anytime a catcher's glove hits the dirt, it's low. Alan Porter missed that one. There goes a perfect game for Porter.
And Leon chops 1 to third. Carpenter home for 1. Five-2 on the fielder's choice. So Scott Hairston never did make it home. And now it's up to Doug Fister.
Oh, that's a big miss by Alan Porter on the 2-0 pitch. You're looking at Sandy Leon 3-0 with the bases loaded and all the pressure on Jaime Garcia. He gets a borderline pitch in his favor. And then a ground ball on the next pitch.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Doug Fister 1 for 13 this year. He has 2 career RBIs. Smothered by Cruz. 1 ball, 1 strike. 12 pitches first inning. Jaime Garcia. He's about to throw his 20th here in the second. Strike 2. Curveball drops right in.
Weird that Peralta's playing Fister up the middle. Left on left. You think he'd be shading the hole, but he's playing him to pull. He's right up the middle.
Yeah.
Big hole on the left side for Fister should he put it in play on the ground.
And the Nats waste a big time opportunity. Bases loaded, 1 out. It is still scoreless in St. Louis. Father's Day, 06, RFK, Chin Ming Wong, who would later pitch for the Nats, taken deep by Ryan Zimmerman in his first full big league season. Ryan Drees. I saw Will Nieves in that scrum, and there he is, a backup catcher on that ball club, Matty LeCroy.
There he is down the bullpen. He's been doing a great job with those guys out there.
Played in 39 games with the 06 Nats. One of Ryan's 9 career walk-off home runs.
Break it in the new picker. Got to spit in it to keep it moist.
Bottom of the second, Alan Craig. First inning for Doug Fister. 15 pitches, 8 strikes. Up the middle, base hit.
You want some dollar hot dogs? We got them. Nats Park, June 18th against the Astros, 7:05 start. That's sponsored by Hatfield. Dollar hot dogs. They're available at all Nats dog stands and additional select locations until the start of the 6th inning.
Beautiful setting in downtown St. Louis. When they built this ballpark, they wanted the arch to be visible.
Can't believe you're not going to be there for that game.
What?
Dollar hot dogs.
Oh, Tuesday?
Yeah. Taking some well-deserved time off to be with the family.
Johnny Holiday and FP for the Houston series.
I'll mail you some dollar hot dogs. How about that?
I'm bringing some Beat the Braves paraphernalia to town with me on Thursday.
I'm just going to put it in a normal envelope and put 2 stamps on it and send it to you.
That could be ugly. Matt Adams facing Fister for the first time, and Doug has him 0-2. And he threw him a breaking ball right down the middle. And the Nats continue to throw strikes to St. Louis's one power hitter right now. 2-0.
Well, we said the open to avoid Matt Adams today. That was one of the keys to the game. And when you're as hot as Adams, it's not the worst thing in the world to pitch around him. They challenge him with 2 strikes, and he does it again. It's been the Matt Adams show here in St. Louis for the last 3 days.
It was a curveball, but it ended up in the center of the plate. And that was a rocket. Most guys, trajectory like that, it's a line out or maybe off the wall. That guy's so strong.
It's got a curtain call.
He hit it out of here. Matt Adams has doubled his home run total for the year in 3 days against the Nats. 1-1 to Johnny Peralta.
It's so huge to jump out to a lead in a series when you've won the first 2 games and you're going for a sweep.
And a 2-2. That's up the middle. Desmond to his left. Lets it go and throws out another pretty good shortstop. 1 out.
A nice play by Ian going up the middle, and he kind of had a funny release, but got it all the way there in the air to Ryan Zimmerman for the first down.
Number 7 hitter, center fielder John Jay. Had a big pinch hit off the bench last night. That helped them load him up, and then St. Louis took command of the game against Drew Storn after Strasburg gave up a couple of runs. And there's another hit. In defense of the pitchers, everything magnified when your ball club's not scoring. Here's Tony Cruz, the number 8 hitter. He's had 39 at-bats in 15 games this year as Yadier Molina's backup. .236 career hitter, 4th year here. And John Jay not doing a whole lot of running this year, 2 for 3. St. Louis, more steals than only Miami in the league, so they don't hit for much power. They don't run much, but they do collect some base hits.
Dug up with the fastball and the off speed here early. Trying to make the adjustments on the fly against a really good offensive ball club.
Up the middle. They are not trying to pull it. They're not trying to do too much.
Well, they're just getting some elevated pitches from Pfister. When he's good, he's at the bottom of the strike zone or lower. And today, Doug is just a little bit elevated here early on, and it's another example. If that pitch is down, it's probably a ground ball. Belt high fastball. Cruz gets inside of it, lines it right back up the middle. And a lot of people made a big deal about Ryan Zimmerman going to left field. There's more intricacies at first base that he has to learn as a first baseman than there are in left field. Left field just hit the cutoff man, field a fly ball. Now you got a potential bunt play here, and you've never fielded one going from this side of the field in. And this is where it might get a little bit different for Ryan. Should Jaime Garcia decide to bunt, but he's a good hitter. He's hitting .333 on the year, so we'll see.
Yeah, 3 for 9 with a sacrifice. He's a 155 career hitter with a couple of home runs and 11 RBIs. That ball very deep before he tried to stab it to the other side. Not a great attempt. 0-2. What's the toughest pitch to bunt? 0-2. If it's anywhere near the strike.
High fastball, up and in, preferably. And I know a lot of pitchers around the National League that when they get 2 strikes on the opposing pitcher, that'll throw a pitch close to being right at him because it's the hardest one to get out of the way. Excuse me. Like that. But even further in. And guys usually offer at it, and you get strike 3. That's a good question. Elevate the fastball. If he bunts it in play, it's a pop-up, and if he misses it, it's a strikeout.
Nats could use that with 1 out here, and a good contact guy, Matt Carpenter, on deck. Pfister throws him a curveball, and it stays outside. 2-2. How about that? Gave him 88. Rendon plays it to Zimmerman. Bunt perfect. Now, do you pitch to Matt Carpenter or do you pitch to Colton Wong, who's sitting about 240 and he's 0 for his last 15?
Well,
should be. You kind of think it's a no-brainer, don't you? Righty lefty. We'll see.
Interesting, before the series, Mike Matheny talking about who he pitches to in big situations, and he doesn't go by batting average or status. He goes by your average with runners in scoring position only. Even if you're the feature guy in a lineup, if your average is low with runners in scoring position, Mike is going to pitch to you. That's the one stat that he says he really looks at in the course of a game. How does a guy hit with runners in scoring position? And he picks his poison.
Well, this guy, 358, 6th best in the National League. And Wong is a left-handed batter next, but he's not Matt Carpenter. Strike 2. Lined out hard to center first time. And a pop-up left side. Rendon over, and it is just at the bottom step of the dugout.
And Carpenter hitting 367 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Colton Wong hitting 421 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. So that might give you an idea why they're pitching to Carpenter.
Carpenter 6th in the league in hits, 6th in runs. High batting average in this ballpark.
And you might be wondering why some guys hit better with runners in scoring position. And it's just you have a fine focus that maybe you don't have with nobody on and 2 outs, to where you really bear down, you start seeing the ball better, and you get into these grooves where those are the only at-bats that really matter to you. I mean, obviously with nobody on, you're trying to get on, but it's fun to drive in runs, and it's fun to be the hero. So you start really focusing on those at-bats, your adrenaline's higher.
Count still 0-2. Carpenter rips it, but Danny Espinosa to his left takes it. St. Louis will add 2 on the Matt Adams homer, and Matt Adams himself has outscored the Nats in this series 4-1.
Talked about the success that the Nationals had against left-handed starters of late. I've got some numbers for you to back that up. Since the start of the 2012 season, the Nats are 65-45 when going against a left-handed starter. That's the best winning percentage in the majors. And this season, the Nats are hitting .286 against left-handed pitching. That's 50 points higher than they are against right-handed pitching. That's the largest differential of any team in the majors. The Nats haven't seen a lot of left-handed starters this season, but they're getting one today. They get one on Tuesday as well when they open a series against the Astros.
It kind of makes sense. They're a right-handed heavy lineup. Danny Espinosa better right-handed than he is left-handed. And without Bryce Harper in there, that makes sense.
Dallas Keuchel, Tanner Roark Tuesday. And righties on, at least for Houston on Wednesday, with Scott Feldman. Here comes John Jay, and he'll take a hit away from Anthony Rendon. Gio scheduled for Game 2 of that Houston series on Wednesday.
Yeah, pretty good play right here by John Jay. You're thinking this one's got base hit written all over it. John Jay with a good break. And a nice sliding catch. Looking it right into his glove. Eye black, sunglasses. He's got it all going on today out there.
Here's Nate McLeod. Kind of sounds like they keep trying to replace him in center field, but he's the mainstay. Peter Borges plays out there some. They had young Oscar Taveras up for a couple of weeks. He's been sent back to AAA. That's a slow breaking ball that drops into Nate, who tried to bunt his way aboard first time. Garcia getting ahead.
Minus that first game that Wilson Ramos missed, it's been the same recipe the Nats have had all season long without him. The other team scores first. They get on the board. The other pitcher, it allows him to be a little bit more relaxed to get to all of his pitches. And with Wilson in there, it was a complete opposite. The Nats were scoring early, and their pitchers got to do that.
Nate McLeod had that ball hit him off his leg, maybe the foot, and a foul ball. STG takes us inside the numbers. Largest difference, 50 points for the Nats against lefties. And interesting to note that none of those other ball clubs are anywhere near first place, except Washington.
I think when Bryce comes back, that number would change a little bit.
Two outs. Nissan will track a fastball.
Well, this is paint from Jaime Garcia. right on the black, just nips the front part of home plate. A perfect pitch to Nate McLeod.
Here's Jason Worth, who struck out swinging first time. 4 hitters in a row retired by Garcia since he hit Danny Espinosa to load the bases last inning. Garcia only 9 starts last year. Left shoulder strain. May 18th knocked him out for the rest of the season. That is a rocket. Look out. Garcia hasn't had a full season since 2011 when he won 13 games, 32 starts. And he's trying to beat the Nats for the 4th time in 5 decisions. 1-1 with 2 outs, and Worth into the air, right field, easy for Alan Craig. After 2.5, St. Louis on top 2-0, and their 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up.
Nothing. Cards heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and that is half of McDonald's you're looking at right there. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, and look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, or today's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite.
Bottom of the 3rd, Colton Wong, the hitter. Strike 1. Doug Fister, 42 pitches, 29 strikes. He threw 24 in that 2-run, 4-hit, 7-batter second. And a ball bunted in the air. Zimmerman. That's an easy play for him. Ryan spotted it and turned on the jets. We have been pleasantly surprised by his range in the outfield and now at first base.
Well, I haven't. I watched him play out there for a couple of weeks, and he's got to everything in batting practice, and there's no reason why he shouldn't do it in the game, and now he's at first base. And I think you said it in the pregame show, Carp. Baseball player, no matter where you put him. And that was a very accurate assessment. Just a baseball player.
Holiday and then Craig here in the 3rd. That ball jacked to center. Holiday thinks he got it. That's way up there. 3-0. That's Matt Holliday's 5th home run all year.
Well, I think what you're seeing from Doug Fister today is just maybe a case of having to go through a tough San Francisco Giants lineup last time out and then having to go through another tough one here today against the Cardinals. And that wasn't a bad pitch height-wise, but like we said earlier, Matt Holliday likes to get extended. He likes the ball out over the plate, and he doesn't like it close to him. You even look at what the Giants have done against the Rockies after the Nats left. That was a tough lineup for their pitchers to go through, and they've lost a couple to Colorado.
Strike call, Alan Craig. Except for Matt Adams' home run and John Jay's base hit, the other 3 St. Louis hits have all been straight away. 1-1 to Craig. That is a long fly ball to right, but Worth tracking it halfway onto the track. 2 outs.
Well, he knows that area of the ballpark very well. Remember that catch he made in the playoffs, robbing a home run. Well, the Braves are coming to town, Nats Park, June 19th through the 22nd. Need you all there loud, wearing your red. It's going to be a big series. Get your game tickets right now, 202-675-NATS, or visit nationals.com/tickets.
Second bat of the day for Matt Musial, who in this series is 4 for 8 with 3 homers and 4 RBIs. He's looking like Stan the Man right now, and that's outside, 2-0.
Matt Ruth. Yeah, right in the middle of his power zone. Well, the reason we talked about, there's Stan. Still don't know why they put that picture on the wall. I mean, it looks like he's terrified of something besides the swing.
Either that or he actually looks surprised that he hit one out of the park, and he did it 475 times.
One of the greatest players ever, and he looks like he saw a ghost.
2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a big slow curveball that strikes out Adams. Home run damage by the Cardinals again, though, as Matt Holliday went deep. Probably about 425 to left center. No walks today, a hit batter, but 206 on the season, $10,300. To support Girls on the Run DC. That's thanks to our friends at Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, who want you to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Red battling red this weekend, and the Nationals have to get something started here. Ryan Zimmerman leads off for the second time today. Bounced out to short first time up. Ryan on this series 1 for 7, and now on this road trip 5 for 36. Hairston and Desmond, who both hit safely, next here in the fourth. It was Jaime Garcia's 46th pitch of the day. Two and one.
Well, be there tomorrow night. It's probably the best night at the ballpark. If you haven't planned on going, go. Because it is a great cause and a great time.
And Ryan lines one hard to right, and that's
a trap.
Evidently caught. Joe West calls it caught.
That's a trap.
We'll see. Now, right now, Scott Hairston has to make sure until his manager's not coming out. And I just saw somebody from the dugout tell him, hold on a second before you step in.
Well, it looked like a trap from here. Let's see it one more time. I thought it might have got some grass, and I could have been wrong. Let's see. And I was.
Yeah, that's glove. Alan Craig, not known for great defense, converted first baseman, made a fine play. If that gets by him, 3 bags for Zimmerman at least. Scott Hairston next.
It's a nice play.
Hairston a single off the bullpen fence in left center first time. And a tapper. It's 0-2. Scott thought it was a home run. Didn't scream down to first. Got stuck there. Second base on a Desmond single to right center. Third base on an Espinosa hit pitch, and then the Nats on a Leon grounder and a Pfister strikeout failed to score. Had a great chance to take the lead in the second. And Hairston, look at that stab. That's the second baseman, Colton Wong, on the shift. A shift on a right-hander.
Well, they had 3 infielders on the left side for Scott Hairston, who's a dead pull hitter right-handed, and the web gems continue for the Cardinals defense. A lot of white showing right there. Great effort by Wong, laying out. And that's just kind of the way it's gone here for the Nats in St. Louis.
2 great swings, nothing to show for it. Here's Desmond. He singled hard to right center his first time up.
Scott Hairston with 2 bullets today. See, that's a shift you could buy, because Scott Hairston's dead pull. I mean, how many balls does he really hit to the right side this season at all? So sometimes the shift works, and that one actually made sense even before the play.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ian Desmond.
Pretty good changeup right there.
Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Turn it over. Looks like a fastball until you start your swing, and then you realize it wasn't. Good arm speed, good location.
On a pitch in the dirt, the Nats are gone in the fourth. Garcia, 8 in a row now since he loaded the bases 2 innings ago.
It's at Mississippi, I think. Seen that one. That's not a replay from game 1 or game 2 of this series. That's today, and then Matt Holliday getting in on the act.
That's another base hit. This time Johnny Peralta to deep short.
Cardinals finding the holes.
And they are.
And the Nats aren't.
In this series now, at 17 hits for St. Louis, the Nats have 8. And in the run department, it is 8-1 in this series so far. Going up hacking, John Jay fouled it back. He pulled a base hit to right first time up.
An A-ball a lot of times when the hitters would come back to the dugout, they would say, everything we're hitting FP is right at them, and they're getting all the hits. I said, well, start hitting them over the fence where they can't catch them. And obviously that's easier said than done, but
yeah,
it was a big pet peeve of mine as a hitting coach when my hitters used to come back and whine. And not that the Nats are doing that, but I mean, they have every right to at this point based on what's transpired here in this series.
Breaking ball, and that did not miss by much. Nissan will track it.
Slider, 82.
Well, it was closer than the strike called to Sandy Leon back in the second. It seemed like as soon as that 2-0 count didn't go to 3-0, everything kind of fell apart for the Nats. Leon had 2-0 with the bases loaded. A pitch well off the plate was called a strike. He grounded out. Pfister struck out. The Nats haven't had a sniff of a hit since because of the St. Louis defense. They've hit a couple of balls hard. That ball foul tipped.
See, even that curveball right there from Doug up in the zone. John Jay just missed it, but over the top. But he's working hard trying to keep it right at 3-0 and give his team a chance. That's what he does.
One and two to Jay.
Show him a fastball up to get back. Maybe an off-speed pitch right here. Changeup works.
Now the count's gone full. Pitches all over the place in this long at bat by John Jay with the runner moving.
Yeah, he went with the changeup 3-2 and Jay fouled it off. Well, if you get a swing through strike 3 and Peralta's going, you definitely have a chance for the strike him out, throw him out double play. Peralta doesn't run well.
Ball 4. As St. Louis's 4th base runner from the bottom of the order today. For the Achiever in You, PNC Bank has our minor league report. We check in again on Taylor Hill. At the age of 25 at Syracuse, he is doing great things. Look at what he did against Norfolk yesterday. Tough luck, no decision. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 8, gave up 1 run. 1.75 ERA, the best in the International League.
International League Pitcher of the Week.
Out to short, Desmond to third to get the lead runner. Peralta in judging that ball to maybe be too soft for a double play. Tony Cruz runs pretty well. 1 out.
Well, Anthony Rendon was thinking about turning this. Did you see what he did when he caught the ball from Desmond? He had thoughts of throwing it across the infield to Ryan Zimmerman and turn the double play. Cruz wasn't running as fastest to first as he saw the play go to third, and Rendon almost caught him. Probably a good idea not to throw it, but he did have a chance.
It's Garcia in another situation like last inning where he's trying to bunt 2 men ahead for the second out. And a couple of bad looking foul bunts. Worked the count. Got 1 down. That's deadened beautifully. Sandy Leon has it play at first. 2 down, runners at second and third.
That dirt right in front of home plate is still watered down, and last night Steven Strasburg laid down, I thought, a really good bunt. It just died in that soft dirt in front of home plate. Yadier Molina was able to throw it to shortstop and get the lead run.
So let me ask you, as a hitter, you're aware of that situation. Do you kind of have to tell yourself to bunt the ball a little harder in situations like that, or is that hard to make yourself do?
It's hard to make yourself do because you've worked your whole life to make the first bounce be in that dirt right in front of home plate. You see it right there. It's a little bit dark and soft. I remember going into Atlanta back in the day when Maddox and Glavine pitched. It was like a moat right there, or a sand trap on a golf course. They wanted that first bounce off the bat to be dead. They didn't want choppers going through the infield, so they would tell the grounds crew to make it real loose in front of home plate.
Carpenter 0 for 2, line drive to center, ground ball to second. That's a good swing back fastball. And now it's 0-2. There were about 2 decades when they didn't water much of anything in this town because of Lou Brock, Kurt Flood, and Willie McGee and Vince Coleman.
Well, it was AstroTurf too.
That one is high in the air. Now, Lou played a lot of games on natural turf before they put it in, but this is nothing like what it was back then. So, St. Louis held scoreless despite a leadoff hit and a walk. By University of Maryland, University College. By Buffalo Wild Wings. Give the gift everyone loves, a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. Perfect gift for dads and grads. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. By Coons, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. And by American Standard. Celebrate the indoors today with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or flexible financing. Visit your local American Standard dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com.
Well, they just showed the grass. That's what I usually eat, and that's what you eat, Carp, right there, that pizza.
That was our two diets in a nutshell.
Yeah, right there.
Mr. Healthy and Mr. Greasy.
Shocking that I couldn't find one of those organic juice places in St. Louis.
I could have told you the neighborhood for that, but you didn't ask. That's well hit by Danny Espinosa. Over to cut it off, Alan Craig. The Nats, 3 of their last 4 hitters have absolutely bolted the ball around Busch Stadium.
Well, we told you Danny Espinosa, a better right-handed hitter than he is left, and it's a good example right there. That ball was scorched. Leadoff man aboard, and it's about time for a Nats rally. What do you think?
Sandy Leon. Fielder's choice topper with the bases loaded. Down to Carpenter back in the second, a 5-2 force play. There's just been too much of a catcher's carousel over the last year or two, as the Nats just haven't been able to keep Wilson Ramos on the field consistently. These guys keep coming up doing pretty good jobs. Leon at times, Jonathan Solano. Inside the numbers with STG Inc. Now Ramos up to 36 games missed on the disabled list. Bryce up to 42. It's the middle of June today. Hopefully Bryce just a couple more weeks. That ball gets away off the glove of Tony Cruz. Looked catchable.
Well, it's a 90-foot gift, and the Nats will take it right now.
I'm going to call Garcia for a wild pitch.
Let's see. Wild pitch or pass ball? Wild pitch.
Yeah, it did bounce out in the front.
Well, if you're Sandy Leon right now, you're not moving Danny Espinosa. You're trying to score him with Doug Fister on deck. He's trying to make contact with 2 strikes.
He does. The runner has to stay. Doug Fister coming up, 1 out.
All right, folks, you know the drill. Let's see your photo. Hashtag it MASSonFanPhotos. We'll show it on TV. Show one today. Show one on Tuesday. I almost said tomorrow. Brought to you by AT&T. Show you one tomorrow, too, if you want. I'll show up. Some Nata dudes. Got the pickers. I like it.
Doug Fister struck out swinging. First time up, 2 outs, bases loaded in the second. And that'll be foul and unreachable.
But Danny Espinosa did a smart thing right there. He tagged up at second base. And the reason he tagged up, A, he knew it was foul, and B, there was nobody covering third. Colton Wong had to go into a dead sprint from all the way at his second base position to cover third, and Espinosa would have beat him. It's a good lesson for you kids. If you know the ball is really foul and you're on base, tag up. There's no reason not to.
That's a swing and a foul tip. Count goes to 0-2. They're in the 8th now at Miami. Pirates still ahead of the Marlins, 2-0. Pittsburgh's starting to make some noise in the Central. They're trying to win their 5th in a row. They're just 2 games back of St. Louis. Milwaukee a 4.5 game lead in the division. And this inning is over. Pardon me, it'll be the second out if Cruz makes an accurate throw. He does. And it's up to Anthony Rendon now with 2 outs in the 5th.
All right, the first 15,000 fans, I'm told, 21 and over, will receive a bottle cup. That's presented by Miller Lite on Friday, June 20th against the Braves. Get it at all gates while supplies last. Get your tickets by calling the number on the screen or go to the website.
Anthony Rendon put a good swing on it last time. John Jay robbed him of an extra base hit, charging in center field. Wow, that time through the order, the Nats went 1 for 9, and they hit the ball hard, and I mean hard, 4 times.
Yeah, Rendon lined out to center field. Good play by John Jay. Zimmerman lined out to right field. Good play by Alan Craig. And then Colton Wong with the Hairston line drive.
Two and 0.
I don't know how interested Jaime Garcia is in Anthony Rendon with Nate McLouth on deck, who's a career .219 header against lefties. Big spot in last night's game when Steven Strasburg chose to pitch to Matt Carpenter with Mark Ellis on deck. Similar situation. Yeah, this is a pitch around. That's why I probably have the 3-0 green light.
Yeah, and Tony Cruz just looked into the dugout just in case Mike Matheny would stick up the forefinger and say, go ahead and put him on. But they will at least throw a 3-0 pitch here. And miss. Off speed. 2 on, 2 out.
Kevin Franzen, like any good bench player, getting loose around the 5th inning. That's what they do. 5th inning, start to stretch, go down the cage, start swinging. Don't want to have a sneak attack. Sometimes, though, as a bench player, the sneak attacks are the best because you don't really think about it. You're hit next. What?
Yeah.
Oh, base hit every time.
Nate McLouth 0 for 2. Tried to bunt his way onto the first. Garcia threw him out. Caught looking on a perfect pitch. The next time around, that one's on the inside edge. So McLouth career had some success against Jaime Garcia. 2 for 6 coming in.
That might have got him in left field instead of Kevin Franzen today, or in center field. He could have moved guys around. We've seen Jason Worth play center field before.
Yeah, Franzen 0 for 1 career. That's a fair ball. Race to the bag. Nate McLouth got there. He's safe. And the bases are loaded. He slid in, spikes first.
Well, it's a good thing he did, Slider. The Nats might not have Nate McLouth anymore because Matt Adams was coming right at him. And I'm going to take Matt Adams in this one every time. But watch Nate McLouth hustling down the line. He beats Garcia, he beats Adams, and he avoids disaster with an unbelievably athletic slide and play. Watch this. Slides in, and then that's a big guy coming at you, Nate. Nice move. Look at the hustle by Nate McLouth. That's a hard 90, folks. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, once Adams made the decision not to feed it to Garcia, and I'm not sure he would have beaten McLouth. The race was on, and it's a big spot. Considering the way this weekend's gone, a huge spot for Jason Worth.
Well, this is the at-bats that Jason Worth lives for. And Nate McLouth, with his hustle, moved the line to the most clutch Nats hitter, Jason Worth.
Worth 0 for 2 today. Swinging strikeout, fly ball to right. He is 4 for 17 career against Garcia with a home run, 2 RBIs. And we should note 2 walks. Not sure what he's talking about with Alan Porter, the home plate umpire.
Plays like that Nate McLouth just made fire up a ball club.
Good speed at first in case there's a gapper. He's the tying run. And that pitch way out in front of Tony Cruz.
Pretty good block by Cruz here on the 58-foot spike job from Jaime Garcia. Right into the ground, and watch Cruz save a run for his ball club. Takes it off the left shoulder and keeps it in front. Even Yadier Molina like that one. One swing right here, you can turn the whole series around.
Fastball in there. Espinosa led off the inning with a base hit. Rendon walked after Danny went to second, wild pitch. Then the McLeod hit. Good speed out there. And Tony Cruz was moving all over the place trying to grab ball 2 there.
Well, they've put guys on in this series. They just haven't gotten the big hit. Last night, they loaded him up. Couldn't get him in. All right, now Jason Worth trying to change all that.
And that stranded 6 yesterday. 3 so far today. And that is up and in to Jason Worth, ball 3.
Well, now what do you do if you're Jaime Garcia? You have to throw a strike. And a great at-bat working for Jason Worth to get to a 3-1 count. Now you're trying to center something up and square something up.
That pitch is up high. Worth was selling it, and then he was waiting for the call, and it was ball 4, and it's a 3-1 game.
Well, he did that because he'll take the walk, but he still wanted to hit. Not sure if it was going to be a ball or a strike call, and let's check out the Jason Worth at bat. First pitch, good take. That was the best pitch he saw the whole at bat. Now you get change up down. A little slider at 83, and then fastball, ball 4.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman with 2 outs. Hit the ball hard last time, robbed by Alan Craig. It's in there. Well, it was about 6 years ago when the Nats got a Sunday afternoon grand slam to win a game here. A hitter named Ryan Langerhans put one on the grass in center field. Right now the Nats would love a hit to just drive in a couple of runs and get this thing tied. And that is upstairs.
Yeah, but that grand slam does not compare to Michael Morse's here 2 years
The Phantom
ago.
grand slam.
Oh, yeah. Put it on rewind. He had to go back to home plate.
Yadier Molina told him to swing without a bat in his hands.
Took the Phantom swing and jogged around the bases.
Seth Maness working for the Cardinals. Garcia's at 75 pitches here in the 5th inning. That bounces way out in front, ball 2. Tony Cruz has gone human backstop here several times.
And the wheels are coming off for Garcia. I mean, he hasn't even been close with his off speed. The fastball is the only pitch right now he's throwing for a strike.
Big pitch here, 2-1. And that is ball 3, and that was close. Similar to ball 4 to Worth. Wow.
Well, Tony Cruz set up off the plate. He hit the glove, and I thought it was in. And that shows you how far in it really was.
3-1 to Ryan Zimmerman.
Tough to set up to a corner when your pitcher's struggling for command.
Left side, Carpenter, and the Nats will settle for 1. 2 hits, 2 walks. It's a 3-1 game after 4.5.
what happens. Tomorrow, all Matheny Text Alert subscribers will have a chance to win a free Ryan Zimmerman jersey and three, yes, three, folks, $25 gift cards, all courtesy of our sponsor, H.H. Gregg. Join Matheny Mobile Text Alerts by texting Nationals to 29292 right now. Great prize.
Always fun to win free stuff.
If it's free, it's me, and I want three.
If it's free, it's... Some of us in the business prefer to call it comp. Sounds a little more sophisticated. 1 ball, 1 strike in the bottom of the 5th. Colton Wong, Matt Holliday, Alan Craig for St. Louis. That was pitch number 71 from Doug Fister. And a ball lined into the right field corner. Extra bases for Wong, who's got great speed. He's thinking 3. He'll make it. Throw over the first cutoff man. And that breaks an 0 for 16 for Colton Wong.
Well, he got an off-speed pitch from Doug Fister and caught it out front. Leg kick, got the foot down, earned it, slapped it into the right field corner, and he was thinking 3 right out of the box. And I think even if Jason Worth hit Danny Espinosa with this, it was going to be a triple. It's still been fun to watch Danny make that throw to third base. Now, if you're Doug Fister, you're looking for a strikeout.
Matt Holliday took him deep, left center. That ball hooking. It went right in between Rendon and Wong. And past the umpire, Rob Drake, and hooked foul by a foot or so, and he busted that bat.
It's funny, he just went back to get a new bat and just left the old one sitting in the box. Usually when you break your bat, you pick up the old one and go back and get a new one.
You players, you guys just throw stuff all over the place. There's always somebody to pick it up for you.
Clean up after yourself, man.
Gosh. Infield in. Nobody feeling real comfortable with Matt Holliday standing there. And as FP mentioned earlier, pitches away. He loves to extend those huge arms of his. So when he gets an RBI, the Cardinals are 22-4, like the Nats are, 17-3 with Jason Worth.
Well, he just got one.
Jeep giving you the guys with key RBIs for their teams. And there's a bouncer by Fister, smothered by Sandy Leon.
If Fister has confidence in his sinker, he'll go to it right here on the inner half, you'd think. If he puts it in play, it's a ground ball to third. If you get it in there like you did early, you get the strikeout.
That ball, left field, long run, Scott Hairston, and it's an easy score for Colton Wong, and St. Louis gets that run right back that the Nationals just worked so hard for. 4-1 ball game. That'll bring in Alan Craig with the bases empty. Craig, a base hit up the middle and a fly ball to Worth. And the fastball runs inside. Breaking ball, front door, dropped right to the corner.
Best curveball from Fister all day right there in a 2-0 count. Nice pitch. Now Doug looking in there at Alan Porter. I think he wanted the fastball and he wanted this one too. And he can just go ask Jaime Garcia that side of the plate is closed.
Leon held it there for quite a while. 3 balls, 1 strike.
But now in Porter's defense, if you go by pitch track, he hasn't missed that. The only pitch he missed, I thought, all day was the 2-0 fastball to Sandy Leon, where Tony Cruz's glove hit the ground. Otherwise, he's been solid.
Yeah.
But he's definitely hearing it from both clubs.
3-2 and to the other side for Danny Espinosa. Plenty of time, 2 down.
All right, folks, you can take home a piece of the game with Nationals Authentics. Game-used items, including Steven Strasburg's 101st strikeout, Jason Worth's opening day jersey, and a base from Albert Pujols' 500th home run game. See the full selection of items and place your bids now at nationals.com/auction. That goes till Sunday, June 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
In the dirt to Matt Adams, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Pfister off speed, keeping the ball down and away from him. Last time actually got him on a strikeout on a breaking ball buried toward his back foot.
Where are the other 2 bases from Albert's 500th career home run is what I want to know. Who stole those?
I would imagine they're somewhere in Southern California.
Who stole second? Who stole third? Or first?
Up the middle, shift on. And that was Ian Desmond actually having to go to his right. So the triple by Wong, the sac fly by Matt Holliday. Now the Nats down by 3 again. Statue. And Jack was still with us when that statue was dedicated, I think back in about 04 or so, 03. And Jack had a great line today. He said, "I've given the Cardinals the best years of my life. Now I'm going to give them some of the worst." In his typical dry humor, tongue-in-cheek style.
Well, let's go back to the 5th inning and show you Nate McLeod busted it down the first baseline and avoiding disaster. And that led to a Jason Worth walk and got the Nats on the board. So they've had him on today. They're still looking for that big hit in the series.
Geico highlights 2 hits in that inning. Scott Hairston last time up, he was absolutely robbed by Colton Wong, who's in an up-the-middle shortstop position on the right-handed batter shift. Hairston 1 for 2. Hit the ball really hard twice. Counts even, 1-1.
Well, Matt Adams has got the right side of the infield covered. He's a large human. You go with the shift with 3 guys on the left, and Matt Adams has got it. He's playing second base. And a ground ball be interesting. He's got a long run to get to the bag.
Yeah, then he's got to turn around.
How far he's got to go to the bag?
What, 45 feet maybe?
Yeah, he's almost halfway.
1-2 to Hairston. And Garcia gets him on a pitch way outside. Jaime Garcia, 6th strikeout today. And the Nats have been good against left-handers the last few years, struggling. Since 2012, Washington a .591 winning percentage against lefties, best in baseball. But today, a bunch of guys with 1 hit and a couple guys robbed of hits, including Hairston, Zimmerman, Rendon. And a hopper out to Johnny Peralta. And he and Desmond in this series is 1 for 10. That'll bring in Danny Espinosa. Day off tomorrow. The Astros are in for 2. Dallas Keuchel lefty against Tanner Roark Tuesday. Scott Feldman right-hander against Gio on Wednesday. And then the Braves come in. You're looking at 3 of those 4. The Saturday night game on Fox. 4-game series with Atlanta. Starting Thursday, check it out, nationals.com/tickets. A lot of good seats still available for that series. There's Tanner in there. And swept the Astros in a short 2-game series down in Texas. Kind of odd to have a home-and-home against a team from the AL West. Coming off that really nice outing against the Giants. Well, it's won the first 3 games of that series and trying to grab 1 more to make this a winning road trip.
The schedule makers knew that Bo Porter would love to come back to D.C. That's all that's about.
So the Nats have 2 home-and-homes with American League teams. Of course, the Orioles, a yearly occurrence. Those will be 4 straight nights the week before the All-Star break. 1-1 to Espinosa. Inside. Marlins tied that game up at home. Pirates batting top 9, 2-2. Braves, if you didn't catch it earlier, the Sunday night game hosting the Angels. Ball 3 to Danny with Sandy Leon waiting here in the 6th. And a ball ripped into left. Espinosa's 2nd consecutive hit. He's been on 3 times.
Well, he's figured out Jaime Garcia. And the right-handed swing of Danny Espinosa is sweet. 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch. High leg kick, catcher out front. Another ball in the barrel for Espinosa. Base hit to right, now a base hit to left. You know, if he never gets the left-handed swing, which I think it's been getting progressively better, he's always got the fallback to just hit straight right-handed.
I was thinking about that, and that's well fouled.
And I know I
that diving catch
was against that.
How do you do that? How do you do that during the season if you had to?
You just do it. I guess you're standing on some bullpen, because as a switch hitter, you're always seeing everything break into you. The slider breaks into you. The curveball kind of breaks into you. You're not used to seeing anything break the other way. So the hardest part would be, the off speed, which the league would probably try him with first. Start the slider right at him, see if he can hang in there if he bails.
Kevin Franzen for Doug Fister. If the inning continues.
Shane Victorino did it last year in Boston. It was superb.
And that's a pop-up on the infield. Colton Wong. That's gone in the 6th. They've stranded 7. They've been frustrated by St. Louis pitching. 2 runs the whole series.
4-1 Cardinals. We are all heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. A local newscast that listens to you. When I first read this, I thought it's that you can listen to. And I went, well, yeah, of course you can. That's what it means. Next generation of news. Watch Derek McGinty and Jan Jeffcoat.
They're listening to us
on WUSA 9 News tonight after the game. News that you can actually listen to. That's not what it says.
Bottom of the 6th. Doug Fister's last inning due to bat first in the 7th. And a super slow one, 70 to Johnny Peralta, 1 for 2. Hit the ball sharply twice. He in Desmond's way. This one right back through the box. Espinosa from behind the bag, and he airmails it. And Ryan Zimmerman gets his first straight up stretch at first base. Needed all of that 6-3 to stay on the bag.
I'll tell you what, Danny Espinosa made a play the other night in a shift where he went up the middle on the run, short hop, underhand throw, going into left field. This one very similar, but he goes flat-footed. Watch the arm strength right here by Espinosa on the shortstop side of second base, and Zimmerman climbing the ladder like he's done it his whole life. Not a problem.
First pitch swinging, John Jay, left field, and that is Scott Hairston sliding after grabbing it on a long run to his right.
Some leather being thrown around here in the 6th. Nice play by Hairston. Had a beat on it, got a good jump, and do a slide. Nice play.
2 quick outs. Tony Cruz next. We'll see who starts the 7th inning for St. Louis. They've had their bullpen working pretty busily right now. Jason Mott throwing. Garcia's at 91 pitches. His offense has given him 4 runs today on 7 hits. And again, the hitting star, Matt Adams, a 2-run homer in the 2nd. Matt Holliday, a solo shot an inning later, and then a sac fly in the 5th. So their big boys have driven in all 4 today. There's Mott, who's done quite a bit of closing in his career. 1-1 to Tony Cruz. Garcia is on deck. That ball heading down the line, but you kind of know it's foul when the batter never leaves the box.
You know how you know a guy's a good defender? It's not the obvious plays. It's not the diving plays or the web gems. It's the plays that baseball people watch him make and say, how did he make that play? The play the other night, one of the harder plays you'll ever see, made it look routine. That play right there on the shortstop side of second base with a flat-footed sidearm throw. A tough play. So, yeah, there's the obvious plays when you're laying out like Colton Wong did today. They're fantastic plays, but Danny Espinosa takes really difficult plays and makes them look easy. And sometimes they go unnoticed by the casual fan, but when baseball people see it, they marvel at his range and the plays that he makes and the places that he makes them.
Fastball missing. 3-2. Nissan will track it. Could have gone either way.
It's a good pitch.
He walks the number 8 hitter. And Garcia will bat here. And for Doug Fister, a rare 2 walks today at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the Cardinals are 18-14 this year. If they beat the Nats today, they will be 18-2 against Washington here since 2008. That hurts. Here's Garcia. Nats have to battle back and somehow make this a winning road trip. Strike 1 to Garcia, who has sacrificed twice. Staying inside, 2-1.
Very hitter-friendly strike zone today, and I'll leave it at that. For both squads.
12 hits in the game, 7 by St. Louis. That's on the inside corner.
This right on top of pitch number 3.
And a tapper. Doug Fister with a bare hand. So 6 innings, not his best of the year. But he has kept, for the most part, the Nats in the game, if not the Cards in the park. Actually going into the top of the 7th inning, the Nats stopped by Jaime Garcia today on 5 base hits, but still a number of base runners and still looking for those 2-out hits that have been very elusive now for the last 4 games.
Yeah, they've been looking for the big hit this whole series. They haven't gotten it. Still down by 3. Not the best outing for Doug Fister, but you know, he's making it work, keeping him in the ball game, trying to get the job done, and we'll just see if they can get to the Cardinals bullpen. Big pinch hit for Kevin Franzen right here leading off, and top of the order coming after that.
Okay, and Franzen will be in for Doug Fister, pinch hitting here. Looks like Jaime Garcia is still on the mound. So despite the fact that he's sitting at 91 pitches, the Cardinals will leave him in there and go after the Nats here in the top of the 7th.
And Kevin Franzen's first order of business, try to get on versus Jaime Garcia. Get a little rally started. You know, normally you come off the bench hacking, so we'll see if Franzen tries to work a count right here, down by 3 runs, or jumps on the first fastball he sees from Garcia.
Franzen career against Garcia, 0 for 1. And Kevin overall as a pinch hitter for the Nats, 5 for 19 with a homer, 2 RBIs. Getting late, but plenty of time, at least to make a run here and try to make this a 6-4 road trip. 6 games coming up on the homestand before the next trip to Milwaukee and Chicago. And the 0-2. Franzen in the air, left center. Matt Holliday to his left.
But it said in San Diego that a 5-5 road trip wouldn't be the worst thing in the world when you're talking about 10 days and going into San Francisco. But the way it started,
yeah, you get greedy, don't you?
You get greedy,
and you should.
And the fact that it's against the Cardinals here at the end, they're still trying to figure out St. Louis, and they're still trying to figure out Atlanta.
Well, and this is probably the most momentum the Nats have ever had when they've come in here. Anthony Rendon. Disappointing weekend. They could still turn it into one of those, all right, we'll take it, and you come home 6-4.
Well, I've seen plenty of good ball clubs go on that West Coast deal and come back 3-7 on a 10-gamer.
think that's one thing that's really changed about the schedule. Playing the balanced schedule in years past, you'd always go out to the West Coast, you'd play all the teams out there and then have the long trip home. Now you're liable to go out there, play one or two teams, and either hit a team or two on the way back, which sounds real convenient, but not always works out that way. And a 1-1 to Rendon. Upstairs. Inside the numbers from Jeep. Guys who don't walk people, and Doug Pfister at the top of that list. Jaime Garcia right there with him. Although Garcia's only thrown half the innings that some starters have in the league this year. That line drive right into his red glove. The Nats have had red gloves thrown at them today.
Well, I think he threw a changeup to Rendon, and Rendon hit a changeup right back at him. Might have fooled Jaime Garcia, but he had plenty of time to get his glove down and make the play. He thought it was hit harder.
Pitch number 100 coming from Garcia to Nate McLeod. The Nats have had him on the ropes a couple of times today. McLeod, the infield hit last time when he beat Matt Adams to the bag. Led to an RBI bases loaded walk by Jason Worth. And to the right side, Colton Wong. What are you going to do? A 9-pitch inning for Garcia, and somehow he gets through 7 with a 4-1 lead thanks to his defense. To you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you. By your local D.C. area Land Rover retailers. Visit DCAreaLandRover.com for special lease and finance offers. And by visit Annapolis.org. Find it here.
A 4-1 head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's time for Yellowwood bringing the lumber. And I don't know about you guys, but I've seen enough of this guy. Matt Adams on Friday, 1-0. Matt Adams last night. And Matt Adams today.
Well, 2 of the 3 homers gave them the lead, and the one in between tied the game up.
It's been clutch. I've just seen enough of them, that's all.
Bottom of the 7th coming up, and Ross Detweiler for the Nats. St. Louis area native Detweiler making his 19th appearance. 26 innings, 15 strikeouts. Went to high school about 25 miles from here in a town called Wentzville. And Ian Desmond doesn't have to move at all. Matt Carpenter 0 for 4 today, 1 out.
Ball's not carrying to left.
Here's Colton Wong. Triple last time, scored on the Holiday sac fly. Matt Carpenter now 0 for 3 career against Detweiler. Colton Wong facing him for the first time. Ross is a huge St. Louis hockey fan. Went to school about 3 hours southwest of here, down at Missouri State in Springfield, Missouri. Same college where Ryan Howard slugged a few years before that, when it was called Southwest Missouri State. And there's a one hopper over to Anthony Rendon. 2 quick outs.
The Peanuts are your summer home for the future stars of the Washington Nationals. Plenty of promos at the Fitz, including fireworks night, bobbleheads each month, Eat Kids Free Sundays, and Dollar Mondays, and much more. Go to PotomacNationals.com or call the number on your screen. I think they're putting salt and pepper on them this Sunday. No more ranch.
Base is empty, 2 outs, and Matt Holliday having a big day. 5th home run of the year, RBIs number 32 and 3. And against Ross Detweiler, 2 for 4 career with a double and a base on balls.
I talked to Ross, big pass list for the weekend. His wife took care of all of it, so he could concentrate on baseball. And sometimes when you come home, it's a bit of a distraction. It's nice to see everybody, but you can run yourself right into the ground, and that's something you learn very quick as a rookie in the big leagues when you play in your hometown. To focus on the game, it's not so easy the first go around, but Ross has got it nailed now.
Four-pitch walk. Holliday on for the second time. That'll bring in Alan Craig. Craig 2 for 6 career with a 2-bagger against Ross Detweiler. Trying to keep it close to see what Worth, Zimmerman, and Hairston can get done in the top of the 8th inning.
Matt Holliday, a guy to steal a base if you don't pay attention to him, especially against lefties. He'll guess and go. 2 stolen bases this year, caught once.
Good looking fastball right in there, 93.
Best part about playing first base, and I'm sure Ryan Zimmerman learned that today, is you get a chat with the opponent when they get to first base. You really get to know guys. You hear the conversation between the first base coach and the runner. And there were certain guys that you just wanted to get to first just so you could talk to them. Mark McGwire was one of them. He was great at first base. You could chat with him the whole at bat. Mark Grace was another guy that you just kind of wanted to get to first base just to talk to him. Sean Casey, same way.
Sean Casey,
he was the best.
Base runners never get a word in with him.
I got to get on tonight just to talk to Sean Casey. That's your main motivation for getting to first base.
Well, now he's getting paid to talk. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ross Detweiler, a couple of quick outs, now scuffling a bit.
There's other guys you just, I guess, tried for doubles is a nice way to put it.
Sure. And a ball ripped over the reach of Rendon. And Holliday heading to third. Hairston gets it back in. He's coming home. Desmond's throw late. 5-1 St. Louis after a 2-out walk.
A good throw to Ian Desmond, and he has a chance at Matt Holliday at the plate. The throw took Desmond back toward Scott Hairston. His momentum was going toward the fence instead of home plate, and he threw it off his heels. He had to. The throw was low from Hairston, and then Desmond just got it late and had to flip it with nothing behind it. Hairston played it pretty good down the corner, and you watch the throw to Desmond. See, he had to go the other way to get the ball, and by having to field it down by his ankles, he couldn't get a lot on the throw.
Matt Adams, no balls, 2 strikes. Facing Ross Detweiler for the first time. Huge damage in this series. 4 for 10, 4 runs batted in on 3 home runs. Off-speed pitch got him, but St. Louis tacks on an important run. They're now up by 4 with Worth, Zimmerman, and Hairston coming up, and Jason today. A bases-loaded walk, 0 for 2. He has 2 RBIs in this series, the extent of the Washington runs batted in. Is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
A game summary for you. Heading to the top of the 8th inning. It's been all Cardinals, 5-1. Some long balls by Matt Adams and Matt Holliday, and Jaime Garcia did his thing on the mound. He got an early lead, so a 2-0 lead allowed him to get to all of his pitches. He kept the ball down in the zone, so the off speed was good. The fastball command was good. And anytime Jaime Garcia can mix it up like he did today with the lead, keep the ball down, he's going to be tough, and he was.
Crafty left-hander, the definition of that. This call to the bullpen package by the UPS store. Jason Mott, your one-stop shop for all your small business needs. Let them handle your mailbox service needs. We love logistics. Mott, 9th appearance. He's been battling some injury issues. 67 games 2 years ago. Did not pitch at all last year, and that's when Trevor Rosenthal took over things in their bullpen.
Did not shave it all last year either. Fastball 93 on average. It used to be 97 on average, so he's down about 4 miles an hour. He's got a cut fastball around 90 that he'll throw with it. But those are, some people call it a slider, so 2 pitches.
15 months removed from Tommy John surgery. He saved 42 games, tied for the National League lead in 2012. He's always been one of those guys, just throw it as hard as you can, as long as you can. 2-0, and on a pitch up, Jason Worth had a big rip. Worth career against Mott. 4 for 7 with a double. Jason today 0 for 2. RBI walk. He's 33rd RBI of the year. And a 2-2. Thirty-one-year-old right-hander. And I'm sure they would like to avoid using their closer Rosenthal today if they could. He has saved the first 2 games of this series. 4-run lead enabling them to possibly do that. And Jason Worth is 2 for 10 in this series. 1 out.
All right, here's your fan photo. Some Nata dudettes right there. All right. It's the Go-Go's, I think. It's Belinda Carlisle on the left. And they're getting ready to sing Heaven is a Place on Earth.
You know the name of all the Go-Go's?
No, just Belinda Carlisle.
Okay. Target in. And a strike to Ryan Zimmerman, who's 0 for 3. 1 for 9 in St. Louis. Jason Worth and Jose Lobaton are the only 2 Nationals with more than 1 hit in this series.
Just hard to figure out. Play as good as you can possibly play against the best club in the National League in San Francisco, and then come to St. Louis, and the big hit just hasn't been there.
One of their lefties, Sam Freeman, and I have to add Danny Espinosa. He has 2 hits today. Now, I mean, playing deep short Peralta, and he still throws out Ryan Zimmerman. He was nearly playing him on the outfield grass. 2 outs.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers and watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Go to nats.com for the details.
They're in the 10th at Miami. Marlins batting 2-2 with the Pirates. Nationals and Braves by a game over the Marlins, Braves and Angels tonight. There's Scott Hairston. 1 for 3 today. And a breaking ball by Mott. His breaking ball's 88. He must be on the mend pretty well. FP talked about his fastball, not what it was 2 years ago.
Well, he touched 96. But you're right, he used to be a triple digits guy, and that's his slider right there at 90. Ooh. So maybe getting stronger.
Yeah. Well, and I've talked to a lot of pitchers about major surgery, and they always tell you 18 months or more. Then he's 15 months removed from Tommy John during spring training of 13. Different times for different guys. But I'd say for 31 years of age, he is close to getting back, if not there already. Blows away the Nats in the 8th. Washington, 10 of the last 11 hitters retired in a 5-1 game. Poised to come home. 2-game series with Houston. Tanner Roark, 5-4, 3 June starts, a 1.29 ERA, and he's won 2 of 3. Giants were overmatched by him. And a left-hander, Dallas Keuchel, 8-3. He's 6-1 his last 7 starts. 6:30 on Nats Extra. Masson 2 and first pitch 7:05 Tuesday night.
Rafael Soriano on, bottom of the 8th, 5-1 Cardinals. The D.C. area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nationals pitcher this season.
Rafael Soriano needs work.
26th appearance, 13 saves and 15 chances, and tough to get a hit off, a 176 average against.
Last appearance, his 13th save Tuesday night in San Francisco when he gave up a run, but the Nats were up 2-0 at the time. And with the blowout Monday night and a couple of other ball games, it didn't work out for him to pitch. He needs some work.
Yeah.
Johnny Peralta 1 for 5 against him with a walk career.
I said I couldn't put my finger on it, and I was thinking during the break, and that's trouble in and of itself.
Hanging breaking ball that went right back up the middle. 2-hit day for Peralta.
But on teams that win 4 games and then lose 4 games, you have a bunch of streaky players and you have streaky hitters. And when you talk about Anthony Rendon and Ian Desmond, they're streaky. Ryan Zimmerman the same way.
Yep.
Denard Span. So when you have guys that are either 10 for their last 20 or 1 for their last 20, you're going to go through spells like that. And the challenge for Matt Williams and Randy Knorr is to find that consistency in these guys, but I think that's just the kind of players they are. And when you have streaky players, you're going to look really good, and then you're going to look not so good when they're not all streaking. I guess the best way to put it. So what you'd ideally like is to have a couple of those guys on a hot streak when the other ones aren't. But when you get everybody kind of on the same page and all 4 or 5 of those streaky hitters are hot, well, yeah, you're going to win a lot of ball games. It doesn't matter who you're playing. But if all 4 of them are not hot, that's going to be tough to win. Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche have been consistent all year, but when you talk about the other guys, they're very streaky.
Not to lay it on 1 or 2 guys, but the numbers don't lie. On this trip, Denard Span 3 for his last 25 after that 3-hit game in San Francisco Monday night. Ryan Zimmerman 5 for 39 on the trip. And then a bunch of guys with offers in this series. Your point is well taken. St. Louis 9 hits, Washington 5 today. So the Nats have been outscored in the series 10-2. 1-0. Old-time classic, as Phil Wood called it on Friday night. That's how it felt. And then the Nats had an early lead last night, couldn't hold it. Up the middle, 1 hopper. Espinosa, that ball kind of went back to Danny's left. And they still turned the 4-6-3 in nifty fashion.
Boy, you have to be so relaxed and so confident in your defensive abilities to flip the ball with your glove, like Danny Espinosa did. And watch, got a real tricky high hop. It actually bounced back toward the first base side. It looked like he was going to get it real easy. Watch the last hop right here. Little English on this ball, goes back the other way. Not a problem. 4, 6 to Ryan, first base.
Tony Cruz on base twice today, giving Yadier Molina a day off, and he's 0 for his last 9. Molina. In the ninth, the Nats, Desmond Espinosa Leon schedule. And a drive to center. That'll back up Nate McLouth just a bit. So St. Louis today, 5 runs on 9 hits. The Nats have to stage a big-time comeback with Ian Desmond leading off top 9.
light. We're going all the way back to the second inning, and this pitch right here, a 2-0 fastball to Sandy Leon. Glove hits the ground, becomes a 2-1 count instead of a 3-0 count. And Leon grounds out to third, and then Doug Fister strikes out against Garcia. And what I believe was the turning point in this baseball game for both clubs.
5-1 into the ninth. Nats have scored 2 runs in 26 innings in this series. And our Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Medical Center for every homer hit by the Nats this year. They've hit 60. Kind of interesting that going into the San Francisco series, they had hit 59. 1 home run all week. Sam Freeman, 27-year-old left-hander. Only 2 Nats have ever faced him. Adam LaRoche and Tyler Moore, who's not with the ball club right now. So here's Ian Desmond getting his first look, and it's a fastball outside.
A left-hander who's done a nice job for the Cardinals. Mike Matheny gaining confidence in Freeman, has been putting him in with the lead. He actually set up a game the other night against the Blue Jays. And they just scrapped the windup and tried to make it a little more simple for him. And he's got a lot of different parts going on out there. And they said, well, just go from the stretch and keep it simple. He's got a big arm. His fastball average is 94. His slider and a change to go with it. Throws the changeup a lot at 84.
1-1 pitch. And Desmond trying to level off. Counts 1-2.
And after seeing what Darvish did out of the stretch, and that's all he pitches out of it, it makes sense, right?
It's simple.
It's almost like as a hitter, you spread out and go no stride. So if you have trouble repeating your mechanics, you just simplify it by going in the stretch.
Two. Desmond, pretty good carry on that ball. John Jay and Desmond evidently got jammed just enough to keep it in the yard.
I don't know if he got jammed or maybe hit it off the end. Tex Masson's word of the day: chase to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Denard Span. He had the day off today, a late scratch with back tightness. That's presented by Outback Steakhouse. Try the new Moonshine Barbecue. You will not regret it.
Danny Espinosa hit by a pitch, and he's 2 for 2. Right-handed batting average now well up into the 270s. St. Louis probably doing a little scoreboard watching. The team they're chasing, Milwaukee, trailing at home in the 8th. They're trying to get to 3.5 back. Marlins walked off the Pirates 3-2 in extras. Johnny Holiday, Phil Wood waiting with Nats Extra. Want to wish Johnny all the success in the world with his charity golf tournament tomorrow. Wonderful event, raising money for scholarships for young people who need them, and Johnny's been great with that over the years. Time given, 2 balls, 1 strike here in the 9th. And an off-speed pitch down low. Danny trying to get on base for the 4th time today. Big crowd quiet. 45,325. Their 17th sellout of the year today. And whatever weather was supposed to arrive during the game has stayed out.
Well, based on what I saw sitting in the stands last night, they're quiet because they're dehydrated. They know how to have a good time here at a ball game.
Well, you know, it is one of the largest employers in this town, that big brewery about 2 miles south of here.
It's a great yard. Great seats last night.
The Nats just have to find out a way to win. Well, they are 500 in playoff games here, 1 out of 2. Regular season, it's quite honestly been a disaster. 2 out of 20 if they drop this one today, going back to the start of the 08 season.
Well, the good part is you only play 3 games here. And out of 162, that's not that big a deal.
And they'd be happy to play several in October.
Oh, if the Cardinals get there.
3-2 with 1 out. Espinosa strikes out. And the series down to 1 final out. Sandy Leon for the Nats, with Greg Dobbs coming out on deck. And now they're starting to make some noise. This ball club coming into this series at home, they'd lost 3 in a row here and 6 of their last 7. But they got their pitching right on their last road trip with 3 shutouts, including 2 at Toronto. And they brought that pitching right home with them against the Nats in this series. One ball, 1 strike. Sandy today 0 for 3. And he won't go quietly. Right up the middle with a good swing. And Greg Dobbs will get a lefty-lefty swing here. The Nats, other than Jose Lobaton, no other right-handed bats on the bench today.
Swing by Sandy Leon, checking it with a knock. This might be exactly what Greg Dobbs needs, a lefty, just to stay back and think about going the other way.
Dobbs pinch hitting as a net, 1 for 9. Facing Freeman for the first time. Outfield swings way around to the left. And that's on the inner half. The Nationals would get 1 more base runner, the tying run would be in the on-deck circle. And with that in mind, they've got the bullpen working. St. Louis does. Dobbs with a good rip.
And they got his pitch right there.
There's their save guy, Trevor Rosenthal, who has racked up 2 saves in this series. And Dobbs, right center. A chance for this one. It's on the ground. And suddenly, it becomes a save situation.
Yeah, 1 more base runner, and you're within slam range. And Mike Matheny going to come out for a double switch and go to his closer. And I would imagine Adam LaRoche is lurking somewhere in that Nats dugout for maybe Nate McLeod should Anthony Rendon reach against Rosenthal. We'll see.
So the Nats get a couple of hits against Sam Freeman to make this interesting with 1 out remaining. They'll switch places with Nate McLouth on deck. It will be Rendon against Rosenthal to start, and then LaRoche the potential tying run, and Peter Borges will come in on the double switch and play center field.
Rosenthal, the big fastball, you got to get him in the strike zone. He's had trouble with command lately. The fastball 96, he'll cut the fastball at 88. Curveball and change to go with it, but Anthony Rendon right now has to be thinking leadoff hitter mode, get on for Adam LaRoche, and I like that Matt Williams just put him in the on-deck circle, just his presence right here, so that Trevor Rosenthal can see who's on deck.
Rosenthal struck out Rendon to end the game Friday night, and ball 1 up.
And Matt Williams would just like to get Adam LaRoche in the box. Whatever happens, happens after that. You can't ask for anything else when you're down by 4. Get that tie and run to the plate.
Counts even 1-1. Rendon 0 for 3 with a walk today, 1 for 11 in this series. 5-1 St. Louis, 2 aboard, 2 out in the 9th. And that's a base hit to right. Leon will be held by Bob Henley, and Adam LaRoche will bat as the tying run.
Game on. Well, this is worth sticking around for. Nice at bat by Anthony Rendon, keeping the line moving. And here you go. Get a fastball and let it fly. Trust me, he's thinking it. That's why he's up there.
Adam LaRoche 0 for 6 in this series. That means nothing right now. 1 knock could make up for everything. And he goes up there pumping. Strike 1.
Well, this could set a trap. Rosenthal thinks he can blow it by him, and probably see another one.
Third base Leon, second base Dobbs, first base Rendon. And Adam had another big cut, had to flex his knees to get down to get that one. And now an 0-2 with the tying run in the box.
Well, now you're loose. It's done it 3 times. I don't know if he's ever done it off the bench against 98. Big strike left.
Rosenthal missing well upstairs.
changeup.
Yeah, he went off speed, 85, 2-2. Off speed again. Up by 4. You got to throw a fastball here, don't you?
You'd think.
This thing has gone the distance on this at bat.
I mean, you don't have to. And if you walk him, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Worth is next if this continues.
That was close.
And the 3-2 with the runners going, and it's a 5-2 game.
Kind of pitched around him, right? He went changeup right there in a 3-2 count.
Tripled up on it. And LaRoche gathers an RBI.
How about the at-bat? An 0-2 walk, correct?
Yep.
Went fastball, then LaRoche spit on a few changeups, and now I think you got the guy up that you want up. Even more than LaRoche, just because he's been in the game and Adam wasn't. Strange game, isn't it?
Worth was on deck when Rosenthal closed out Friday night's game. And that is ball 1, low and away.
Well, I'm thinking the Denard Span's back must really be tight if Adam LaRoche representing the tie and run is at first base right now.
And nobody to run for him unless you'd use a pitcher.
Well, he got Span, but
yeah,
it must be hurting.
Ball 2, not even close. As mentioned earlier, Mike Matheny, as any manager would probably like to avoid his closer 3 days in a row. But Freeman giving up those 2 hits changed everything here in the 9th inning. Rosenthal in the 9th inning on the mound in a stressful situation, 3rd game in a row. Bases loaded. Nats down by 3. And quite a cut, a little bit late. Strike 1.
I think if LaRoche gets to second, that Span has to pinch run. Matt Williams just walking down said something to him. But like I said, we don't know how bad that Denard Span back is. Bad enough not to play today.
Yeah, we were told he was available to hit, but not sure about run. Strike 2. Out of play. The longer he goes in any AB, more dangerous Jason Worth becomes. By the way, Aaron Barrett's warming up. If there's a bottom of the 9th inning, Soriano's already been used. Pardon me, that's Tyler Clippard. He would be closer mode or Hold'em mode in the bottom of the 9th. 2-2.
Cruz going to go out there and talk to Rosenthal about pitch selection right here. Do they go slider? Do they stick with the heater? And this has turned out to be one of those classic Jason Worth at bats.
Cardinals saw one in the playoffs. And Wirth will pop it up right side. Matt Adams is under it. Series over.
Almost dropped it.
The Nats' 2 RBIs today came on bases loaded walks. Not able to buy that big 2-out hit anytime here in Missouri. And the Cardinals sweep the Nats.